Oh,
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Review Show. I'm your host, Chris. Joining me today is JoJo, and we're here to talk about Captain America Winter Soldier and the Falcon, the Captain America hand-down series that we were told was going to be coming to Disney after he gave Falcon the shield at the end of Infinity War, or Endgame, I guess I should say. So, I see it as all Infinity Wars because that's what it was. But Endgame. So, I guess to kind of start this off, once again, spoiler alert, we're going to be doing this one. We missed the hit on WandaVision, mainly because I was in protest, and two, I just didn't think about it. JoJo had the great idea that we should start this up kind of like we did Game of Thrones, where we'll watch the episode, review the episode, get it out the next week so we can kind of talk about it, especially with us with the comic book knowledge, so we can kind of help piece some parts together that you might not have saw right off the bat. But once again, these are 100% spoiler alerts. We are not tiptoeing here. We're going to dive into the episode, talk about specific scenes, what things meant to us, and if there's characters that we noticed that you might not have noticed due to comic book knowledge. So if you have not seen the episode and you want to see that first, stop now. If you have seen the episode and you want to watch this, continue on. Or if you just don't give a shit, we're still here. So, moving on. Exactly. Yeah, cover all the bases. So, moving on. Captain America handed down the shield to Falcon. And it was one of the scenes that I don't think a lot of people really felt was important at the time. But it was super important. Where he said, "This is yours," and he said, "How does it feel?" And he said, "It feels like someone else's." That was a big deal for people who have read comics, because we have been through the different versions of Captain America. We have seen this handoff before, so we knew that something was coming. Disney then released their plans for Phase 4, as I believe that this is Phase 4, right? Phase 4? Yeah. Phase 4 deals with a lot more of miniseries on Disney versus actual movies coming out. So this will be interesting. I actually didn't know that they were doing these as miniseries. I didn't notice that until I watched WandaVision and saw that at the end of that 9th episode it said series finale. I didn't know that. It is an interesting way to do things, to take some of these characters that didn't really get too much screen time and kind of give them something.
yeah, I love it. I think it's great because, especially WandaVision, Scarlet Witch didn't get to do much at all.
Yeah.
In those movies.
Yeah.
She had cool action scenes. That's it. But here, the Falcon never had any real backstory. You don't know he has a family necessarily.
Yep.
I don't know until this.
I think this is going to be a good. Yeah, we got some story with Winter Soldier. Obviously, we know a lot more about Bucky.
Yeah.
But as far as Falcon, I think this is going to be a great opportunity for us to learn a lot more about Falcon, which I'm super excited for. I was actually, I love Falcon. Falcon's actually one of my favorite Avengers. He's super fucking cool. He's definitely out of Avengers, not Marvel characters, but out of Avengers, he's definitely, I would have to say, in the top 6 or 7. But yeah, Falcon's a really, really cool character. I've always loved his design. Honestly, whenever he fucking used his shield in the first episode to block those bullets, I was like, that shield's fucking cooler than Captain America's shield. Honestly, that thing looked badass.
Yeah,
we just put both the wings together.
Use the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, so, that's where Falcon gets a lot of props from me. Falcon could have easily been one of these characters that had his own story, his own identity, and could have just picked up the shield and been another Captain America. And the fact that he's not doing that gets a lot of props for me. I don't see a reason for Falcon to be the next Captain America. The Falcon is cool. It's just the fucking Falcon. He's a great fucking hero as it is. Why do you need to follow in the footsteps of someone else and just live in that shadow? Because regardless of who you are, you're never going to be the next Steve Rogers. It's not going to happen. So it makes sense to let that be.
The structure, I think what the ultimate goal of this series is that Falcon ends up with the shield at the end of it.
I know that.
That's where they're going.
But I think the way that they're building it is that Falcon understands that the people need to remember Captain America as it was Steve Rogers. And I think the way that they're going to go with this show is more of the Falcon would rather he have the shield than someone who doesn't, who it literally was not given to. Yeah, Falcon's impression was that this was going to go in the fucking Steve Rogers Hall of Fame and stay there. That's where the shield was going to live. And then now some jackass has it on TV and he's all dressed up as Captain America and is, as that fucking spokesperson said, the new icon for America's heroes. Yeah. Your new Captain America.
At the start there, when they were putting that into the museum, I was thinking, wait, there's no way the U.S. government's going to let this like priceless thing, tool of war or whatever, be put in a museum. Like, someone could be using, you know. So I wasn't surprised. I was sort of like at the end when they show John Walker with it. I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Right. So
cool.
I guess for me, because this is just kind of funny because this was my brain process as I was watching it because of the series of events on how it happened for me. So as most of you know, I said on previous podcasts I was never going to watch WandaVision. That shit looked extremely boring to me. But I do everything I possibly can for content. So since we were going to do these review shows, I was like, we might as well go ahead and cover WandaVision. So I sat down and watched the entire WandaVision. I'll get into my viewpoints and stuff on that when we go do that review show, since we're doing this one. But it was funny because, like I said, I just got through watching that. And because I just got through watching that, whenever he put that shield in the case, my mind instantly went back to when she saw Vision just split into pieces in that fucking room. Yeah. And the guy's like, we're not just going to let you walk off with $3 billion of vibranium. That's all I thought about that shield as they were putting in the case. Like, there's like fucking $4 billion of vibranium right there. Yeah. That's all I thought about. Oh, man. But yeah, so obviously we're living in a post-Captain America world at this point, which is, you know, is what it is. There's no way they're going to get, you know, Chris Evans to come fucking star in a full season. That's not going to happen. Not going to have any, like, the hardcore big name people. Honestly, I'm really surprised that they even pulled this off with Anthony Mackie and I don't know who the name of the actor is that plays fucking... Stan. There you go, that guy. So... I'm kind of surprised they got him in.
Like, these things have, like, movie-esque budgets.
So oh, really? I didn't know that.
I'm sure. I mean, I can't remember. It's like $100 million for a season or something around that. So not like Avengers or whatever, you know. And they're filming more content, obviously, but also they have smaller casts, you know, and are paying...
Well, you get more screen time, too, being kind of like the sidekick-ish type characters. I mean, because that's kind of what Falcon was, a sidekick-ish type character. Same thing with Bucky, sidekick-ish type character. We already talked about that at the very beginning with Scarlet Witch. Barely had any scenes. You're getting a lot more Vision alone, like, he didn't get his justice in the movies. Like, Vision's so stupid fucking strong. He didn't get his justice in the movies at all.
I liked those characters in the movies only because I had goodwill from the comics. It's just like, oh, look, it's Vision, and I know who that is because I know who that is.
Exactly.
So like,
yeah.
It's not
that shit's nuts to me
necessarily.
But yeah, so I mean, opening scene for me, right off the gate, like I said, the whole him giving up. I had an issue with War Machine wanting him to take the shield. That's what I had an issue with, because obviously War Machine is in that aspect where Rhodey took the sidekick's, you know, stance and got his suit of armor from Iron Man, obviously upgraded it with all his weapons and stuff that he wanted, That's all fine and dandy. But I feel like all of Iron Man 2 was Rhodey trying to convince, like, Iron Man, like, these are weapons. They should be owned by the government. This should not just be some rich billionaire's hobby on the side. You shouldn't be doing this. And I get it. Like, one could look at Iron Man's suit and be like, that is, like, almost a fucking weapon of mass destruction. But Captain America has showed us that shield is no fucking different. Like, in the right fucking hands, that shield can do a lot of goddamn damage. A lot of goddamn damage. So, not to mention how fucking stupid expensive it is. to make that fucking shield, so on and so forth. So, not to if it got in the wrong hands and they were to fucking break it down into the vibranium that they fucking wanted to and did whatever. Vibranium is a very, very, very fucking resourceful mineral or whatever material in fucking Marvel. They're very, very resourceful. We saw that in Black Panther, like very resourceful. So yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't care for him to take that stance because, like I said, it was very weird because he has played on both sides of that, and I feel like out of everybody, like War Machine's not gonna go paint his fucking suit red and gold tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's not like I got to pick up the mantle of Iron Man. Also, like I just feel like it was very out of place.
It's for one thing, I guess. Falcon's still working as a U.S. Army guy, you know, so like it would still sort of be in the capacity of serving the military if he had the shield. So I guess I can see how like Rhodey's okay with that in that regard.
I guess I don't know.
I think they try to play up that the image of Captain America is this whole separate. You know, Iron Man is a cool guy that people liked, but like Captain America is this symbol.
Well, yeah. Whenever they look at him,
Captain America is very meaningful in a way that someone being Iron Man is like
not.
Okay, no.
Yeah, like, and I understand, like, for instance, the anime My Hero Academia. I'm a huge fan of that, and that whole thing is built after All Might being the symbol of justice, the symbol of peace. That's the same way I see this build up for Captain America. It's like villains were worried because Captain America was around. Captain America is no longer around. What's the downfall going to be now? Like, are we going to see a huge spike in crime and all this shit going down because the one person they knew would not let them get away is now gone? Like, it was very obvious he was the leader of the Avengers. You know, Iron Man funded it, but he was the leader. Like, Captain America was the person, you know, a symbol. Like, that was the guy. So I get that aspect, and I completely understand that, which, in my opinion, makes the argument so much more that like he was that symbol, not the shield, you know. So I don't know.
I guess it's just like also goes back to World War II, you know. So it's got like 80 years of history in that universe. So it just seems very significant, I guess. And so knowing that the U.S. government would want that, and
that's what I'm saying. It going into the fucking museum made so much more sense, dude. Ugh. I don't know. Like I said,
he knew that that there is going to be a Captain America ultimately, whether or not it's Sam. And it's better if it is Sam, I guess.
That's fair.
That's the whole thing.
So yeah, like I said, that was like my first take on just the opening scene with that. I wasn't a fan of that as far as Rhodey's stance on that, but I mean, like I said, it can be argued back and forth as far as like where that kind of sits.
Also, as far as my stance goes, I will say the only Marvel Cinematic Universe movie I have not seen is Iron Man 2. So
is it really?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
I know that one and never bothered to go back.
Yeah, Iron Man 2 is alright.
I don't know.
Iron Man 3 was the one that pissed me off the most. I was not a fan of Iron Man 3. Yeah, the Mandarin fake out pissed me off a lot. So, is what it is. But so I don't know, man. I feel like these. Okay, I'll say this: not having comic book knowledge, a show with these two characters is extremely confusing on how like they even like why these two. With the comic book knowledge of knowing. Yeah, but it was very easy of like Falcon is Captain America's best friend when Bucky's not around. Bucky's like that college friend from out of town. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you're my friend because we live close to each other. But whenever he shows up, like, this dude's a fucking riot. This is my best friend. We have a great time together. Like, that's Bucky. Falcon is definitely we work together. We're co-workers. We're awesome. We're friends.
Sure. Also,
you know,
there's an element of like Bucky being in the situation he's in.
Yeah.
Having been, Russian asset or Hydra for a bunch of years and being a
fucking hell Hydra, dude.
Not knowing anyone other than Captain America. Like, I think there's a part of it that like Falcon is trying to connect with him because Bucky has no one else. Now,
I will say the whole Hell Hydra thing. That scene where Captain America's on the elevator in the movie, and he does the whole Hell Hydra to get on the elevator with them, and then they're going down and they get into that whole fight. That's probably my favorite meme of all time when people use that, where it's like he always gets on and then like he'll say something that pisses like the one dude with the glasses off, and then shows him like being grabbed or whatever. And I'm trying to think of like some of those good memes. I saw some really good ones that cracked me up, but I want to say like just throwing one out there where it's all like, oh yeah, or it's like, hey, you like pizza? And it's like, yeah, I like pizza. And it's like, what's your toppings? It's like, oh, pepperoni, da da da. It's like, and pineapple or something, and it's got like Captain America like being held back or some shit. It's so fucking funny, dude. Like those are always so good. I love that shit. But yeah, so seeing Bucky, we get to see a little bit more about like the stuff that was going on during the Winter Soldier program. I do like the aspect of him seeing the therapist, because I think that's like a really cool dynamic to where like we kind of get to see like how he's dealing day to day now that someone like Captain America isn't around to help him out and stuff like that. So I think that's a really cool dynamic.
He's been not Winter Soldier for not a long time, and immediately after got fucking dusted. Like,
yep, exactly. So. Exactly. So I do like I do like how whenever he was fucking with that chick at the car, and then like she's like, and what about step 3? And then it shows him and he's all like, and my name is Bucky Barnes, I'm no longer part of the Winter Soldier, and me addressing you is part of my recovery. And I was like, that was pretty fucking funny. Yeah, I like that. That was pretty cool. I'll give him that one. But so something that you pointed out during because I'm going to release these same day, something that you pointed out during the Justice League, where we talked about I can't remember who it was, but somebody getting no help or whatever whenever they were fighting. I can't remember who the fuck it was that we were talking about, but somebody getting no help. That's what I felt that entire opening scene of this with Falcon. It was like he had all these fucking ships on him, these fucking missiles, like, and then that one dude's like, he's outnumbered, and then he gets in a Jeep and starts driving. It's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Legitimately, what are you gonna do? Like, how did we not have Falcon go into stealth, but then have like 2 fighter jets like up in the clouds just following, waiting in case Falcon got into some hot shit, Like, it was just like, we'll send this one guy in there, maybe he'll get it done, maybe he won't. Fuck it, right?
There's a hostage, I guess, so that's the thing. You had to be careful not like blow up.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. But they could have shot, like, the fucking missiles or something off of him. Something. Like, I mean, he had to do so much bullshit, which, by the way, I mean, those people are dead. Like, there's no ifs, ands, what's about. All those people are dead.
One guy made it out.
Oh, yeah, that one guy. Yeah.
Guy, Atroc the Leaper.
Yes. When they did the whole... I was very confused on who it was going to be. But I had a feeling that's who it was. And then they did the whole, like, leg hit on a thing, and they really, like, emphasized that he has strong legs. And I was like, oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Like, I get this is a sidekick-ish type show, but out of all the fucking villains, like, how far did you have to go down the fucking barrel to dig this motherfucker up? Oh, my God.
So happy they brought him back.
I'm glad someone is, dude. I'm not. I'm like, wow.
As a guy to have there to as a the start of the show, like not a climactic thing, but just like to show Falcon fighting a guy. Sure, why not Patrick Leaper?
But see, that's the thing. He's gonna be like the big baddie of the fucking season. He is.
He's gone.
You don't.
Oh no. He might show up again. This show, I don't know. This is, I mean, U.S. agent's going to be an issue, I assume.
Oh, for sure, obviously.
But like, I know Zemo is going to be in this.
Is he?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that makes me feel better.
I think that's going to be the central. Well, no, there's the Flag Smashers too. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
It turns out.
Yeah, the Flag Smashers, that was a whole other deal.
How Zemo ties into that, all I know is he's in the show. But I think Batroc's just a silly guy that they have show up because he's fun. He's like a MMA guy and he can jump around a bit. It's cool.
Yeah. That's what I like to see on my villain resumes. I jump around a lot.
Yeah,
I have strong legs.
It's just like, that's good. Comics... they have villains who show up like
They have dumb
repeatedly and don't
villains,
have, like,
yes.
good
Yep.
time plans or whatever. So like now they're doing all these shows. It's nice to just like have a couple guys who like are dumb
Just
recurring villains, I
throwaways.
guess. You know, like bring the Shocker back from that Spider-Man movie. Why not? If you're gonna
I
fight random
guess.
people, make them still man.
Bring the Shocker back.
something.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody ever in the history of comics go bring the Shocker back.
Well, and I love Shocker. I love how he is just a
my
dude
gosh.
who wants to do some crime and get some money. He doesn't hate Spider-Man. He's got no. It's not personal for him. He's just a guy who got some gauntlets and wants some cash.
That's fair.
I respect that. His purity.
That's what I liked about the Spider-Man game, the first one. I haven't played the second one yet, but even like Spider-Man points that out. He's like, well, obviously, if you're doing something on this big of scale, you're in some sort of trouble. Let me help you. Like, you know, like he's definitely,
right.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not, you know, obviously Dr. Octopus is great in his own way or whatever, but I like how Shocker is just a guy. I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah, but so yeah, it's just I like how Batroc is kind of a guy. Or one scene, right? You obviously don't make a movie about him or anything, but like, if you gotta have a fight, why not?
That would be a very boring movie.
Oh yeah, right. There's not enough depth to the guy to do anything more than that.
Not even close. But yeah, so yeah, first episode takes, like I said, there's not too much here. I mean, I felt they did a good job of an opening episode. They showed us like, hey, without a recap, here's somewhat of a recap. Let's give you a little bit of depth about a character that we've not been able to do that. We got to see the hard times that Falcon's going through with, and honestly, I'm glad that they pointed that out because that was something I didn't really think about, was like the fact that he's been gone for 5 years, you know, so he has no he has no identity really anymore as far as like financials and shit go. Like all that is just boom, and to know that like the government's not doing anything to help those kind of people out is really kind of fucked up, you know, like fucking 5 years just gone.
I want any scenes regarding the snap and people coming back from it and the time when people are gone. I find all that really interesting. That the best scene in WandaVision, I think, is when Monica's coming back.
Yep.
In that hospital.
Yeah, and all those people are starting to appear.
Like,
yep.
The cool thing now is like the movies have this really interesting angle to work with that is separate from the comics. Like,
yeah. So that I thought was very fucking interesting. I'm waiting to see more of kind of how that builds out. And I'll put it this way: this first episode, especially with them showing the shit with fucking what's his last name, John Walker, with them showing U.S. Agent, with them showing his fucking whole debut, I'm excited to see. I know that's going to be the reason Falcon and Bucky end up getting together, but I can't wait to see like what motions get set in play because of this that brings those two characters together to be like, okay, we need to fucking like this guy needs to be stopped. Like, I would like to see him do like some really like un-Captain America shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's get him on a talk show where he's just like cussing all the time because, you know, fucking Steve Rogers was against that. Let's get him. Let's get him fucking like, you know, ignoring people on the street where they're all like, oh, help me cross the street, and it's like, fuck you, old lady, and then just walking down while wearing the Captain America suit. Like, that's what I'm saying. You gotta be wearing a suit and holding the shield at the same time.
He's gonna, you know, go too far somehow. He's gonna
there's gonna be a lot of edgy shit. And just start tarnishing the name of Captain America, and then that's gonna be up to them to show like I said, I mean, I really like Falcon as a character, and I don't want to see him fall to the whole like this is gonna be. I mean, because to be fair, like they could really just pass that off to Bucky because that's what happened in the fucking comics.
Too, but also they pass it off to Falcon in the comics, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of like people. Like I don't like the switch of characters. I mean, maybe you could say I'm somebody who doesn't like change. I don't know, but I don't like the switch of characters. Like for instance, like. There's very few people I can say have picked up a mantle, and I was like, you know what, I like it. And I mean, even just thinking about it now, Miles Morales is the only person on that list at the moment. Like the only person. I'm not a fan of like characters taking on the mantle of something. I like, especially whenever they have their own unique backstory. Like Falcon is a very unique character. Winter Soldier is a very unique character. Like they don't need to be Captain America 2.0 on top of that. You know what I mean? Like they're very good characters in their own right. So it's very hard for me to look at it that way.
What about Scott Lang? You don't like Ant-Man? That Ant-Man?
No, not really. I was not a fan of Scott, and I don't really care for the way that they did that because, like, once again, I'm a comic book reader. That was way outside of the timeline. Way outside. Like with Ultron and shit, way outside of the timeline. Super outside of the timeline. Like Scott Lang wasn't even a fucking thing yet. Like, yeah, like fucking, it was like you have one of probably the coolest and smartest Avengers, Hank Pym, who was just a throwaway character at that point. Like he literally was just a throwaway character. Like we saw him in the first movie, barely saw him in the fucking second movie, if at all. Did we even see him in the second movie?
Yes,
he was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, Ant-Man was one of those where it's like, I the first movie was okay. The second movie was terrible in my opinion. I hated the second movie. I thought it was garbage.
Cool and fun.
I not a fan.
Those. Good time with good people.
I don't know.
I don't care.
I like Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's like one of my fucking favorite guys.
There's that whole scene. There's that whole bit where he gets small but not small enough. That's a lot. That's really fun. He goes to school and he's like child size. Oh, it's great. No, whatever. It's great. They're not the best, but like it's pretty good.
They're definitely near the bottom tier of the Marvel movies.
They realized they didn't need, like, at the time they were making these, like, they need half the team to be just boring science guys.
Yeah.
In the movie, so they didn't want Hank Pym and Tony Stark and Bruce, like, just nerding it up.
Yeah. But see, that was the thing that was always so cool about Ultron was just like, it's like all the brightest minds in Marvel came together to make this fucking being. You know, we had fucking Reed Richards, Bruce Banner, Tony Stark, fucking Hank Pym, like everybody. Yeah. And that's why it was so dangerous.
They can't, at least at the time, and for most of it, couldn't do Reed Richards. Right, like they just were working with what they had access to on some level, also. Like,
I mean, to be fair, apparently nobody can do Reed Richards because fucking Fantastic Four movies have been ass since they started. So
yeah, real bad.
Especially the last one, that was.
You can see it,
Yeah, we actually had a conversation about that. Me and my family were playing Halo the other night, and I was like, I am so glad. Out of that entire cast, I didn't care for the chick that played fucking Invisible Woman. I didn't care for the chick that played the guy that played Ben Grimm. I didn't care for the guy that played Reed Richards. But goddamn, do I love me some Michael B. Jordan? And I was so upset that his debut was fucking Human Torch. So whenever he got casted as Killmonger, I was so happy. And in my opinion, and this is not necessarily a gigantic, a popular opinion, I think he's the best villain we've gotten out of Marvel Comics and in the movies. The best. Like his motive was rock fucking solid from start to finish. Like whenever he's dying and fucking T'Challa's like, we can heal you and you can sit here and be part of Wakanda. You won't run it, but you can be part of Wakanda and be part of the higher up of Wakanda and help shape Wakanda. And he's like, I'm fucking king or let me die. Like, fucking awesome, dude. Like, rock solid conviction, dude. I was so happy with Michael B. Jordan's character. Oh, my God, he was so good. I was like, he knew he had to bring it hard, dude. After fucking Fantastic Four flopped, he knew he had to bring... It's my only chance to be in a fucking another Marvel movie. I gotta fucking... I'm a villain. Like, I gotta come hard on this one, so... Oh, man, that was such a good fucking villain. But, anyways... Yeah. But, so yeah, like I said, there really wasn't too much. I mean, these kind of review shows, unless like there's like a lot of pivotal scenes, there's not going to be too much for us to really talk about. This is really new. Go ahead.
On the subject of people taking the names of other people, do you know there's another guy who's the Falcon in comics now? I learned this after the fact. Is the guy in the Jeep in this episode of this show is like he's Falcon in the comics?
Is he?
Or not currently? At some point. He got like a blood transfusion from Sam's bird, and became and it turns out Red Wing is partially a vampire or something. I was reading like this. I don't know.
Holy shit.
Sam stuff, the point is, he became the Falcon also, like Anthony Torres or something. I don't know what I'm making that name up, maybe, but so that's why I was wondering, like, hey, who's this dude that Sam is talking to in the Jeep? Why is this guy a guy? And so then I saw people saying that he is the Falcon also.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Falcon's comic book replacement explained.
It's definitely a recent, like a past few years thing, I think.
I mean, it would have to be because I don't know anything about that. Torres hasn't been around long in the Marvel Comics, having only made his first appearance in Captain America Sam Wilson #1 in 2015 as the creation. Unfortunately, started good, landed him on the radar of the criminal organization Sons of the Serpents. Kidnap migrants and refugees and sending them to Karl Malz in New York for experimentation. His mother, Maria, contacted Captain America, who by that time was Sam Wilson. Okay, so it makes sense that he'd already transferred over to Captain America by that time. He found out he was too late. And he had been turned into a human-bird hybrid using Red Wing, Sam's own avian sidekick. His new hybrid features were permanent mutations, including a pair of wings that allowed him to fly, larger raptor-like eyes, and taloned hands and feet. Thanks to Red Wing, he also possessed a regenerative healing factor and a psychic link to Red Wing similar to Sam.
Oh, yes. I also didn't know until reading about that apparently Sam Wilson just has the ability to talk to birds like Aquaman can talk to fish.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea that was a thing. Definitely not a thing in the show, but yeah.
Why is this a thing, though? Like, why?
Because comics, man. Because the name Falcon was open, so they had to make another.
The seat was open, I guess. Fuck. He looks so fucking weird, too.
Yeah. Why is Red Wing a vampire? I couldn't even figure that out. Like, where that could possibly come from.
Yeah, because like he's just always just been a normal bird, right?
Just a bird. Why would a bird be a vampire?
Red Wing is a falcon that was bought by Sam. Discovered that Karl Malz uses Red Wing's DNA in an experiment. Oh, here we go. Where was that just at? Karl Malz used Red Wing in the experiment. Okay, yeah, I don't care. Claire Temple stated to Captain America that Red Wing had some vampiric traits, which explained why Joaquin Torres mutations haven't reverted. What?
Yeah, I mean, that's what right. I know, I read that line. I was like, wait, fucking, what are you talking about? What?
Who the fuck is Claire Temple?
You know the Daredevil and the...
Oh, she's that chick. Okay, yeah, she's that chick. Okay, yeah. Okay. I like how she's in everything. Like,
yeah,
she is the fucking staple in the Marvel fucking TV universe. She's in everything.
And so I assume they made her more important in the comics after those shows, because I never remember seeing her in anything before.
Until the shows happened, she definitely wasn't anything.
Now she's the expert on whether or not birds are vampires.
Real name, Red Wing. Affiliation, partner, Falcon, Sam Wilson. Status, no. I mean, this bird has his own fucking page.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, trivia in case you ever get into this. His status, identity, no dual identity. Marital status, he's single and looking.
I saw it. Yes.
Occupation, adventurer. Education, trained falcon. Characteristics, gender, Red Wing is a male. His height is 10 by 22 wingspan. Weight, boy's coming in at 0.19 pounds. 0.19 pounds. Wow. So, keeps it thin. Eyes, yellow. Hair, red. Origin, Falcon vampire.
What? Fucking what?
I know this thing.
Talking about?
I didn't know this thing. I can't find out where this started. I don't know if like maybe fucking one day Falcon was helping Spider-Man out and fucking Morbius showed up and bit fucking Red Wing or something. Like, I don't know. I literally don't. I did not know this was a thing. I'm mind blown right now.
I guess we won't get to see that in the movies though, because in this Red Wing is a drone.
Yeah. Dude, I swear to God, watch them still say some shit like, "Oh, it had like fucking vampire DNA in its circuits."
Vampire drone. I don't know.
Jesus Christ!
Gonna show up and try and kill it.
But yeah, so just a quick run through before we wrap this up here. For those of you who were kind of curious about the Captain America at the end, his name is U.S. Agent. You've heard us refer to him a couple times, John Walker. Just kind of give you guys a little bit of a rundown because it's been a while since I've seen him. U.S. Agent is a fictional superhero appearing in the American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Usually those starring Captain America and the Avengers. He first appeared in Captain America 323 as Super Patriot, which that's where I remember him from. He was later redesigned as a new incarnation of Captain America a few years later as U.S. Agent, which is what we're going to get into. We're not going to go too much. Yeah, he was in that as well. Yeah, so this is going to be another version of Captain America, and as you saw with him walking out, he had the shield on one hand, and I think the biggest thing for people to look at when you see that scene is he definitely had a gun holstered on his hip. That is something very big to make sure you pay attention to, because as I said, they're definitely most likely going to use him as he's not living up to the Captain America, and therefore Falcon and Winter Soldier have to step in. So, yeah. But yeah, so that was our take on the first one. Like I said, some of these review shows are like this, because I know you're kind of new to them, JoJo. Some of these review shows are like this, where we don't really have too much information to dive into, and that's fine. As it goes on, we'll do each episode as it goes on, and we see things unfold. We'll have a lot of shit I'm sure we're going to talk about. We did this for Game of Thrones. Some of you might know back where we did it every single week. So once again, it's not going to change. They're all going to be spoilers. We're going to dive into the episodes. We're going to talk about the episodes. We're going to talk about pivotal scenes, favorite lines, so on and so forth, where we think things are going, and how we think they're doing it, and whether or not it's good compared to the comics, or if we actually like the route that they're taking compared to the comics. You never know. And something where this is actually a comic book related versus Game of Thrones, where that was more of the books if you read them, / some of us didn't read the books and we only watched the TV show, so there was a little bit of a difference there too. But we're going to wrap it up here. I guess before we go, Falcon, Winter Soldier, JoJo, the first episode, did it leave you wanting to watch the series?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was an entertaining thing, and it's impressive how much it looks like a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
it's a TV thing, but like, it looked nice. Like, like they spent money on it. Not like those dang CW things, right?
Let's go back to Smallville, dude.
Yeah. Right.
And the Flash running, or not the Flash, but Superman running in that. Woo.
Yes.
It's good stuff. But
so yeah, it seems good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat. It definitely left me wanting to watch more. Like I said, I'm definitely excited to see kind of how it goes. And it's cool that they let us know ahead of time that these are mini series. So like WandaVision, I know for a fact is just one season. I don't know if this is the same. Yes. It's just going to be one season, one and done.
They're leaving it open. I think they're just intentionally not. Well, they've said Loki will be have another season for sure, and they're refusing to say anything about this one, I think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because Loki's coming out here soon too, which we will be doing the same thing for Loki. If everything goes, as planned and permits and stuff, we'll do the same thing for Loki, where we do our reviews on that too. I'm sure that one is going to be a super fun one, because, I mean, it's Loki, dude.
There could be a situation where there's only one season of Falcon and Winter Soldier, but then there's a second season of Captain America and Bucky hang out or something. Like, it won't have the same name, right? Like, they could still do
fair
stuff.
I guess that's the way to do it. I mean, fucking look at the roadmap and it's like, all right, here's fucking 4, here's volume 4, and then volume 4 we just leave everything open, so that way volume 5 we have limitless opportunities to do whatever the fuck we want to do. As we're going to continue to do either one. I don't know. I kind of feel like phase 4 is an experimental phase. One, obviously you've got the aspect where like all the big names are gone, like fucking Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, all the big names are gone. But
I guess Scarlett Johansson too. Yeah.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. So you have like all those big names are out, but at the same time, so you're experimenting with all these new people as far as like moving into either new roles or bringing new people in, whatever you're going to do. But I wonder if they're trying to see if TV is more lucrative than the movies.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
that's where I'm kind of interested to see if like that's what they're trying to experiment with.
They're just putting the characters who they don't think they could sell a movie with. Now they have TV for that. I guess like, you know, if you say we're doing a Falcon movie, how excited do people get? But you say, oh, here's a thing on a streaming service I can just watch. That's a lot more palatable, I guess.
That's fair. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way with these characters who aren't as well known. But then you miss the risk of like the fucking out of nowhere phenomenon hits like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like Guardians did not have a fucking fan base before the movie. Like it was extremely small.
I mean, they are still doing that. They're doing that Eternals movie, and who the fuck are the Eternals? Like to a remotely normal person. So
I'm actually upset that the Immortals didn't actually fucking do well, dude. I was actually excited for the Immortals. Like I actually like Black Bolt or Inhumans. Yeah. I don't know why I'm saying Immortals. Yeah, fucking Black Bolt and all them, dude. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Well, they're gonna reboot that soon, probably.
You think so?
I think. Well, because they're doing Miss Marvel, and she is an Inhuman, so they have to make sense of that somehow.
That's fair. Yeah.
So
my boy Lockjaw, dude.
Yes. So I assume they will just fully like say that TV show never happened because what a mess that thing was.
And there's some actors, man, that I feel like people can't get over, and I know a lot of people were really upset to see the dude that played fucking was it Ramsay Bolton, and then his name in Game of Thrones. Yeah, they brought him in there, and they're like, we don't want to fucking see him in this. I'm like, get over it. It's a fucking TV show. Like, it's not like this dude's actually out there like flaying people for real and shit like that. Like, you know,
right, yeah,
like it's a goddamn. It's like the fucking people who fucking bullied the guy that played Joffrey,
right,
to never act again. Yeah, that he's never gonna act again. Yeah.
That means he's a good actor.
That is, yeah, exactly. That's what I don't understand. It means that he did a great job. Like, you should be so happy for him. Like, that's a great job. Like, if you left that show hating Joffrey, he did his job. Like, he literally did his... If you were like, fucking Joffrey needs to die. Like, he did his job. He literally did his fucking job. That was his job. But, oh well. It is what it is. Another tangent before we fucking end here. But yeah, like I said, same boat. I'm excited to see what kind of goes forward with this. It makes me a lot more excited for season or phase 4, especially with Loki coming down the turnpike. What If coming down the turnpike. I'm super fucking pumped for What If. And just to kind of see other things. Like I said, I definitely had some thoughts and opinions on WandaVision, which we'll get to here in a second. You'll see that. But yeah, but we'll go ahead and end it here. So if you guys enjoyed this content, make sure you like, subscribe, also turn on notifications. That way you get notified next time we upload another video. Hit us in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. If you're excited for the Falcon Winter Soldier, if you didn't really care about it, if it wasn't a big deal for you, if you are excited for phase 4, what is the main thing you're excited for in phase 4? And yeah, all that fun stuff. We have our links down below. We got our Twitters for more direct form of communication, our Twitch links so you can come by and watch, play some video games and hang out. But at the end of all this, I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time.